I'm supposed to be the bride, but I feel like a guest at my own wedding. I was sitting in the bridal boutique last Saturday, watching my future sister-in-law, Amanda, hold up dress after dress while my fiancé Jake nodded enthusiastically at her choices. That's when it hit me. I'm not planning my wedding anymore. They are. 6 months ago, when Jake proposed, I was over the moon. We'd been together for 4 years, and I'd been dreaming about our perfect day since we started getting serious. I had Pinterest boards, I'd saved up money for 2 years, and I had this beautiful vision of an intimate ceremony that represented us as a couple. But somehow, Amanda has become the third person in our relationship, and our wedding has become her personal project. It started innocently enough. Jake's sister Amanda is a professional event coordinator, so when she offered to help out with some vendor recommendations, I thought it was sweet. She knows the industry, and honestly, wedding planning is overwhelming when you're doing it for the first time. But helping out turned into her attending every single vendor meeting. Every cake tasting, every venue walkthrough, Amanda was there, taking notes, asking questions, and somehow becoming the point person for decisions that should have been mine and Jake's. Last month, we went to look at venues. I'd researched 5 different places and had my heart set on this beautiful garden venue that felt romantic and intimate. Amanda took one look around and wrinkled her nose. "This is way too small, Jake. You'll regret not having space for dancing. Trust me, I've seen this mistake before." Jake immediately started nodding. "You know what, babe? Amanda's right. We should think bigger." We ended up booking the hotel ballroom she recommended. It's 3 times our budget and seats 300 people. We're inviting 120, but Amanda insisted we'd grow into it. The menu tasting was even worse. I'd specifically requested a Mediterranean-inspired menu because Jake and I fell in love over Greek food on our second date. It felt meaningful and personal, but Amanda shook her head through every single dish. "Mediterranean is so overdone right now," she said, making notes on her tablet. "What about a classic American menu? Filet mignon, chicken, the usual suspects, much more crowd-pleasing?" I tried to speak up, but Jake and I really wanted something that meant something to us. Amanda smiled that condescending smile I've learned to hate. "Sweetie, your guests won't care about the sentiment if the food is weird. Trust me on this one." Jake just shrugged. "She has a point, Chloe. Maybe we should go with what she's suggesting." The colors were my breaking point. If you're enjoying this story, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We post new content every week that explores the everyday trauma we all face. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Now, back to our story. I'd chosen sage green and dusty rose, soft, romantic colors that felt like us. Amanda vetoed them immediately. "Those colors are going to look washed out in photos," she declared. "Navy and gold are much more classic, timeless. You'll thank me in 10 years when you're not embarrassed by your wedding photos." I'm paying for this wedding. I've been saving money from my teaching salary for 2 years. I'm covering the bills. Everything. But somehow, I'm the only person whose opinion doesn't seem to matter. The worst part is how Jake handles it when I try to address the situation. Last week, after Amanda shot down my choice for the wedding cake, I asked Jake if we could talk privately. "I feel like Amanda is making all our decisions," I told him. "This is supposed to be our day, but I don't recognize any of the choices we're making." Jake sighed like I was being unreasonable. "Chloe, she's just trying to help. She does this for a living. Why wouldn't we listen to her expertise?" "Because it's not her wedding," I said. "I don't care if navy and gold photograph better. I wanted sage green because that's the color of the sweater you were wearing when you proposed." He looked at me like I was being sentimental over nothing. "You're being too sensitive about this. Amanda has great taste, and she's saving us from making expensive mistakes." But here's the thing. They're not mistakes if they're what we actually want. Yesterday was the final straw. I was at work when I got a text from Amanda. "Booked the string quartet for the ceremony. They're perfect, very classical, very elegant. Jake approved everything." I stared at that text for 10 minutes. Jake and I had talked about having acoustic guitar music because we both love folk music. It's what was playing when we had our first dance in his apartment kitchen. But apparently, that decision got made without me too. I called Jake immediately. "Did you really book musicians without me?" "Amanda found this amazing quartet, and they had a last-minute opening," he said. "I didn't want to lose them while we were trying to coordinate schedules." "But we talked about acoustic guitar." "Come on, Chloe. A string quartet is much more sophisticated. It's going to be beautiful. I hung up and sat in my empty classroom, wondering when I became a guest at my own wedding. I love Jake, but I'm starting to wonder if he's marrying me or if he's marrying Amanda's vision of what his wedding should look like. And I'm terrified that if I keep fighting this, I'll be labeled as the difficult bride who can't appreciate help. But this isn't helping anymore. This is a takeover. I have 4 months left before this wedding that doesn't feel like mine at all, and I honestly don't know what to do about it.